We're hanging out with Hot Heat on the Kool Countdown. Steve and Luke are both here today. First of all, before we even start the interview, I have to say that I'm really nervous because you guys have been interviewed by Jay Leno and Jimmy Kimmel and all kinds of really big interviewers, and now you have me, so I don't know.
Nardwar.
Nardwar too? I can't even live up to this. How do I live up to this? What are these guys like to talk to? Are they cool? Are they as cool as they seem?
Nardwar is actually cooler than he seems.
I think he goes out of his way to try to paint this picture of himself, but then as soon as the camera's off, he's like, "Hey, ladies, what are you guys doing later?"
Yeah, he totally different voice. Takes his wig off, lights up his smoke, kicks back, gets in his Prius, drives home.
Is it different coming back each time? Like, do you find it different? Are the fans different? Or is it just for you when you come back? Or are they like, hey, Steve's home, whatever?
There's a lot of whatever. No, it's great. I love coming home. I do. It kind of freaks me out because you're trapped on an island, and that was like my number one most feared thing when I was growing up, was the whole thing that you can't leave after 9 p.m. Drove me crazy.
This is Happiness Limited. It is the third album in the Hot Heat saga. However, I hear that it is not necessarily based on happy times. This is based on a breakup for you?
It is. No, it's about happy times. But it's about finding happy times. See, people write about being there. This album's about getting there.
And how did it get there for you?
Just Luke and Dustin and Paul helped, and I help them sometimes too. That's what your buddies do.
I mean, we wanted to call it "You Can Do It, Little Buddy," but we thought that was maybe a little too straightforward, so we kind of tried to be a little bit more subversive with the title.
I wanted to call it Go Team, but there's already a band doing that.
So you can't, yeah.
I think there's a lot of Victoria in this album, though. I will say that much, because Victoria is a crazy town to grow up in. I think it's a very beautiful town, but yeah, I mean, you're trapped and you can't get off the island after 9 p.m. That makes you go crazy.
Was there an initiation into the band? That's what we need to know.
Well, yeah, they made me pound a whole bottle of hot sauce, and if I could keep it down, then I was in, and if not.
What's the deal? You're hanging out in San Francisco, and all of a sudden, poof, you're in the band. How?
I don't know. It happened pretty quick. I mean, they were almost finished making the Elevator record when I met these guys, and they said, we just kind of hung out and met through mutual friends, and then the next thing I know, they're like, well, actually, this guy's leaving, and would you be interested in coming up to Vancouver and jamming with us? And I mean, they had a tour planned for about a month from then, so it was kind of like a crash course, but luckily Dante was nice enough to sit down with me and teach me all his parts. So it felt like it was strange at first, but it all happened so quick we didn't really have time to worry about whether or not it was working, because we had shows to play, and actually the first show I ever played with this band was at Logan's, which was kind of freaky because all their friends were there and their moms. And
See, always the moms.
well, I don't really care about what the hip kids with the Buddy Holly glasses say. It's the mom's approval that I've always been looking for. So,
see, that just proves that you actually don't care, because hip kids don't wear those glasses anymore. That's like so 10 years ago.
When you go to shows, are people dressed like Steve? Do they try and dress up like him? Do you see a lot of that?
There was actually one gal that sent in some pictures of her as Steve Bass for Halloween, and I think she did a pretty spot-on impersonation.
It was awful. It was like just a clown wig, and just like some like oversized velvet blazer.
Does it flatter you? Though, or does it weird you out that people,
It's flattering, kind of in the same way that Weird Al is flattering Michael Jackson. Yeah.
Steve, Luke, thanks for hanging out. Can we watch a video? Is that going to be okay?
Yeah. This video is called "Let Me In."